Hey guys, okay, so I'm going to give you guys my Booktubeathon wrap-up today. I'm gonna try to make this quick, but I kind of have a lot to say. The first thing is I'm gonna update you guys on what I actually read. I didn't get too much reading done after my first update, but because I ended up hanging out with a lot of people in the last couple of days, and so I didn't have time to just sit and read, really. But I will talk about what I did read, and I did actually manage to complete 3 of the challenges when I was only expecting to complete 1, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so the first thing I read was The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I was in the middle of this when the Booktubeathon started. Well, not in the middle, I was a little bit past the middle, but anyway, at midnight when the Booktubeathon started, I had about 50 pages of this left, and so I read 50 pages of this between midnight and 2 a.m., and so this was amazing, and I did a separate review that if I haven't posted, I will, and this counts for my challenge of genre that I have read the least this year. Because I think a lot of people consider this to be a modern classic, because it's one of those books that most kids get assigned in school, and I have not read a whole lot of modern classics this year. I think this may be my first one, and if this isn't considered a modern classic, I would consider it like dramatic young adult, which I haven't read hardly any of that this year either, because usually when I read young adult, it's fantasy or romance. So yes, this counts for the genre I've read the least this year challenge. Yeah, anyway. And then I read 100 pages of Clash of Kings, not too much progress, but I started on page 112 and got to page 212, and this counts for my reading a book with red on the cover challenge, and for my reading a book to film adaptation challenge, but technically TV show, but I have seen season 2 of Game of Thrones, and that is based on this. Sorry, I was about to say this is based on that, but that's not true at all. The book came first. But yeah, and I'm planning on reading a lot more of this afternoon, if I can. So, yep. So, all in all, I only read about 150 pages for the Booktubeathon, but I still had fun, and I honestly think that because of the Booktubeathon, I did end up reading more than I would have this week, which is good. So, and I also managed to complete 3 of the challenges when I was only expecting to complete 1, so I figure that's good. And right now, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to do a couple of the video challenges that we were supposed to do kind of throughout the week, but since I only did 1 update video, I couldn't do a whole lot of them. But I want to do the rest of them now. During my first update video, I did the Day 1 challenge, which was to talk about 3 books that you read because of Booktube and because Booktubers had recommended them to you, and so I did that. And then the second challenge that I did was, in that video, was the Day 2 challenge, which was find 3 books with something on the cover that you could also find around your house, and so I did that one. And then one of the challenges I can't do, and that is, it's either the Day 3 or 4 challenge, because I'm getting the days of the challenges mixed up in my head now, since the Booktubeathon's actually over at this point. But it was the find a book where you don't like the cover, and then recreate the cover, or draw it as you would have wanted it, and I can't draw, really. I can if I use a ruler, but that's about it. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna skip it, and I'm sorry. But I do have the rest of the challenges prepared, and Okay, so one of them was to take 3 books and make a story out of them using all of the words in the titles. And I think most people just took 3 random books off their shelf, but I wanted to use the 2 books that I read in the readathon, and then for the 3rd book I just got one that I'm using for another one of the challenges. And this is going to be really cheesy, you guys, so just be prepared, okay? Here goes. So, in Westeros, a clash of kings were fighting. Not only were they fighting each other, but they were also fighting the outsiders. Why were all these groups of people fighting and killing each other, you may ask? To get a room with a view. Really cheesy, I know, but I thought the room with a view thing was clever, because, I mean, when you live in a castle, if you don't have a view, that's a bad castle, okay? Just saying. So, yeah. That was my little story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And then another challenge is to get a rainbow of all of your favorite books. And so I did that one, but I have to put them back in the correct order. Yep. Hang on. Almost. Okay. I think that's the correct order, or it might not be. Maybe this is... No. I don't know what the correct order is, I'm sorry. But anyway. Here's my rainbow of books. Again, I don't know if that's the correct order of the rainbow, but anyway. So, for red, I got The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It's mostly black, but it does have a lot of red on the spine, so that's why I got this one. And it is one of my favorite books. And then for orange, I got Room with a View by E.M. Forrester. Again, not too much orange, but this is really one of the only books I have with orange on it, so that was my only choice, really. For yellow, I got Emily and the Scot by Catherine Smith, and I'm really excited that this is the one I picked for this, because I couldn't, I don't think I've shown you guys this before, and this is one of my favorite Avon true romance books. It's like a series for teens. And then for green, I have Twelfth Night by Shakespeare, which, if you guys have seen any of my videos where I talk about Shakespeare, you know that Twelfth Night is my absolute favorite and love. It's just amazing. And then for blue, I got 13 Little Blue Envelopes by Maureen Johnson, which is one of my favorite Maureen Johnson books. And then last but not least, for purple, I got A Company of Swans by Eva Ibbotson. And I'm also excited that I picked this one for this because I don't think I've shown you guys this one before. And it is my favorite Eva Ibbotson book. I have an entire collection of her teen historical fiction books. And if you are a teenage girl and you like historical fiction, I highly recommend her books because I read them when I was in high school and I really, really enjoyed them. And I also feel like if I picked any of them up at this point and read them, I would still find them quite enjoyable. And I'm in my 20s, so I figure that's a good book. Okay, so yes, that was my pretty rainbow. And then one of the other challenges is to find 5 things in one of the books that you read, or 5 things that are mentioned in one of the books that you read for the marathon, and I picked A Clash of Kings. And the 5 things that I found are a quill pen, because they use quill pens and parchment to send letters. And then, I think there is most definitely gold mentioned several different times in the book for various reasons, and so I have this little gold bangle bracelet. I don't know if gold jewelry is mentioned at any point, but that's gold. And then horses, because they use horses. So I have this little horse statue because I don't actually have a horse. I really wish I did, but yeah. And then Daenerys Targaryen is one of the main characters in Clash of Kings, so she is not only mentioned, but she's quite a frequent character. So I have my little Daenerys pop doll, who I love. And then she also talks about Drogo, so I have my little Drogo pop doll, and they kind of live together on my shelf on top of my Game of Thrones box set, and they're just so cute, and I love them. So, yeah, those are the 5 things. And then the last thing, the last challenge, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this correctly because my camera won't, like, flip views, so I have to kind of just, yeah. Anyway, it is to show you guys where I've been reading during the Booktubeathon, and so there is my chair where I read. I hope you guys were able to see that. I know there's a bunch of stuff in there, but I was kind of using it as a desk while I was talking to you guys. But yes, normally it is vacant, or not vacant because I'm sitting in it, but yeah, normally that is where I read, and it's very comfy, and I love it. And I actually use the chair that I'm sitting on now as a foot prop. So yeah, it's very comfy and nice. Okay, so that was my wrap-up. I know I didn't read that much, but I had a lot of fun when I was reading, and I also had a lot of fun putting these challenges together, or putting the responses to the challenges together. I don't know. How did you guys do during the marathon? I would love to know, so shoot me a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.